to learn the drill. Once they've learned the drill, then they can train the drill hard. They can work hard at it. And then once they've done that for a little while, they're going to learn how to cheat the drill. So that's when you got to switch it up. But so you can't run the same thing over. A little wrinkle here and there is good, but don't be afraid to keep it simple. My next is pay attention. Pay close attention. Pay close attention. Young coaches, put this away. Don't give a warm-up and go, okay, let me just go over here on Instagram or whatever it is and check out what's going on. Don't do that. You need to watch everything like a hawk. And so coaching is even harder because you have to monitor everybody. Your kick isn't right. Your breaststroke kick is a scissor kick. That's not right. Do you know how to teach a breast kick? Because the breast kick has to be right. Do you know how to teach egg beater? Can you put the person on the wall with one foot and teach? Are you willing to teach egg beater? You can't pass players on that don't know how to do these things. You just can't. And you can't see it unless you watch it. And the tendency for us sometimes is, okay, swim this 50 flutter, sculling. Well, half your guys are underwater doing this, and they're supposed to be sculling, right? They have to be seen, corrected. It's really hard work. Total focus. Watch. I can't tell you the number of players that come to my program, a Division I program. We finished 5th in the nation last year, that have flaws that sometimes cannot be corrected depending on the guy's personality. So this person has a flaw in their flutter kick, they're hard-headed, they're not willing to get slower so that they can get faster, right? When you correct these habits, sometimes you get worse for a little bit until you get better. Not willing to do it. And so it's just a limiting thing, right? And the phone makes it hard. We're all guilty of it, sitting there and like, you know, but I think paying close attention is an important thing to remember, and don't let stuff slide. Watch film. Do you video your workout? I can tell you that I talked to a football coach. Football coaches film everything. Everything. So he goes, you film your workout? I'm like, no water polo coaches film their workout. I'm like, well, and then when I answered, I'm like, you're an idiot. You got to start filming your workout. All right, so we started filming our workout. And we started watching the film of our workout. Revelation. Seriously, like it helped us so much to see how we train. And to film a section of the workout, watch it the next morning, repeat that skill briefly in the beginning of training to touch on it and see if we can't get a little bit better, and then move on and film the next thing. And so we started doing that. That was great. And then the football coach goes, why don't you film your skill work? I'm like, dude. And they watch it, all of it. And it takes time, but it's valuable. And you can also see yourself coaching during workout because you're usually in front of the camera, so you can see yourself going like this, and it helps you with your coaching. We get better at coaching by watching film. And you guys face a lot of challenges. I know that. We don't have a room to watch film in. Okay? Get a TV on wheels. Get a projector. Film, guys, on your phone. Hey, take this shot. You can just go like this. Now we can film right away. Here's your shot. Come out. Look at it. This is what I'm telling you. Right when they're in the right stage, though. Not at the wrong stage.
That's right.
Not at the shock stage. Okay? But, and then, I suggest probably, I guess, given the day and age, deleting the video right away off your phone and not having a video of kids on your phone, I guess. This is a smart thing to say. But, for that immediate feedback is really valuable. And video is valuable. And I learned so much from watching film that I insist that our players watch film. And our 14 and under girls team improved dramatically from watching film and having less time in the water. Okay? And it's just great. All right, coach hard. Coach your players hard and hold them to a high standard without being a jerk. It's okay to be demanding, but not to be mean for no reason. I don't think that's okay. Sometimes we're mean because we're frustrated at something we planned poorly. That's not fair. Sometimes we're mean because we're insecure about what we're teaching. I'm telling you, me. I'm including myself in this. I'm sharing this with you from my experience. When we're insecure about what we're teaching, refer to rule number 1. Educate. Figure out what you need to teach, learn how to teach it, and then go back and do it again. All right? have to bring the teaching energy every day. How many of you have gone into a workout just like, oh, not really feeling it today? We've all been there, but you get going and you gotta go. You gotta go, because there's not enough time left in the universe for us to have the right amount of hours that we need with our players to teach them all the things that they need to know. And so we cannot waste 1 minute. All right? We got to turn it on. It's time to go. It's go time. We also want our players to play consistently. We don't want them to be like this when they play. So if we coach like this, sometimes I'm in it, sometimes I'm out, they're going to play like that. That's something I learned from listening to Pete Carroll. You got to bring the energy. We want our players to train seriously. We don't want our players to loaf. So we can't loaf as coaches, right? So it gets harder still. Coach consistently every day. Keep in mind also, okay, I want to emphasize that training needs to be fun, especially for players at the younger ages. And games are an outstanding way to make training fun. And I'm going to give you some examples of some games, all right? And great age group coaches make their teams work without them knowing it, all right? Keep away. You guys play keep away? Mm-hmm. 4-on-3, 5-on-4. And we're going to go through some keep away drills in the pool briefly. The 10 passes game, we're going to go through that. That's a really fun game where, oh, this is great. This is old school. Where you divide the pool up into threes, right? And so, is that threes? Yeah. And you start here, you got, I don't know, let's say you got like 5 white caps, and you got 1 red cap, and then you've got 5 blue caps, right? And so this red cap's always on offense, and you got to get 10 dry passes before you can move to the next. So the whites are going that way and the blues are going this way. When you get 10, you advance here. When you get 10, you get a point, right? And then you reset back to the middle. But you're working on dry passing, positioning, awareness, spacing, right? As part of a game, all right? Another fun game is you stand on the side and you have a player here and a player here. You stand right here. You drop the ball in the pool. They have to sprint for it and wrestle a little bit and throw it out to you on deck and see who wins, right? Stuff like that is fun. Be careful about like people running into each other if you're going to try that one. All right. The bottom line is that the players need to be pushed to achieve. A lot of people don't like to be pushed. Some people they're just easy, right? But some people don't like to be pushed. All right. And you got one end of the spectrum over here, and that is, I'm a hard-ass tyrant, and I'm just like, that's how I am, and I lead by fear. Over here on this end, this is actually the tyrant, and over here, this is the connection. This is the right hand. The right hand is for this, and the left is for that. This is a thing in Spain, right? This is for, and this is for the caress, like, hey, come on. So over here, you've got the connection, trust. Like modern leadership is heading this direction. Now, you can't be a spineless person, but it's up to you to figure out who you are, how you're going to do this, and how to connect. It's up to us, how we're going to connect with our players so that they trust us, so that we can push them. And that we know that they know that we care about them, and that this is part of like a collaborative effort between player and coach. The more I do it, I feel like it's a collaborative effort. It's not just me up here saying you have to do this and that's why. When we have collaboration, it's more organic. It's better. Fear will only take you so far. There are times though, all right? When you figure out who you are, and especially if you're younger, then go with it. But if it's not working, you have to change. And how do you figure out if it's not worth it? Well, we went through a bunch of feedback stuff here on the first presentation, but you have to have courage to look at yourself in the mirror and say, okay, this isn't working, I need to change. Right? And that can be really hard. The self-examination portion of coaching is really, really difficult. Including getting up in front of your team and saying, you know what, I screwed that up. Sorry. Right? One of the first things in one of my favorite coaching books, Coaching the Mental Game, by H. Dorfman, was you got to recognize your fallibility as a coach, right? You're a human being. You're going to make mistakes, a lot of them. And recognizing that you made a mistake helps to create connection between coach and team. Okay? I really feel like we hold the future of our players in our hands, especially age group high school. And that's a lot of power. So I feel passionately about that. Here's a look at a training on July 5th. Okay, so you can see that we have can you see this? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have we've got a plan here that's based on time, right? So we had sports psych from 7:30 to 7:55. We did 10 minutes advance, 200 reverse IM, 1250s water polo IM, and that took us to 8:25.
Yeah, so that gets you.
After that, we did 15 100s on 120. And this is the interval can vary. It could be 115. That took us 20 minutes. Then we did 10 minutes passing, 20 minutes of a wheel. So we have abbreviations for different things that you guys may or may not know. But a wheel is a counterattack drill where you're just doing one on nobody.